Welcome back to the MixedTV.tv High School Football Thursday nights, driven by Mountain View Nissan. Ryan Lovelace, joined by Derek Morris and Brittany Jackson Tucker. We were missing Drew Linus today. He's at basketball practice with basketball season getting into full swing. And as basketball season starts, high school football is ending. This is our last regular season week. So if your team's already locked up a playoff spot or has been eliminated, we're barely going to mention them. So no offense, but we have a lot of great games with a lot of playoff implication, but we also have games where everything's locked up, and we're going to run through those quickly. McCallie hosting Pope John Paul, the second at 7 p.m. The winner gets the 3, the loser gets the 4 in that region. East Hamilton versus Hickson. East Hamilton's the 1, Hickson's the 4 no matter what. Ray County at Coffee County. This is out of region, so it doesn't really matter, but Ray County has clinched the number 3 and they will travel. Baylor versus Father Ryan. Baylor has clinched the number 2 seed in the D2 Middle and East region. Typo on my part. And Father Ryan is eliminated from the playoffs. Silverdale's clinched the number 3 seed. They are hosting CAK, who is eliminated. And Ottawa, who has secured the 4 seed in Region 5A, in 5A Region 4, is hosting McMinn County, who has secured the 1 seed. With that being said, we have 2 games with a lot of playoff implication. Polk County at Bledsoe County. We were talking about this one before the show started. This is an interesting one. So Polk County comes in with a win versus Lookout Valley last week. They are 6-3, 2-2 in region play. Bledsoe County, they are 5-4. They're also 2-2 in region play. They beat Polk County 48-7 last year, and you said it before the show, there's a big swing between these games. The winner has a chance to potentially host a playoff game as a 2 seed, and the loser is potentially eliminated from the playoffs. So, Brittany, that is a 3-game swing potentially, being the 2 and hosting, or being the 5 and being eliminated. Do you prepare for this game like it's round 1 of the playoffs?
Oh, for sure. I mean, I think this is an exciting one. Both teams have something to lose in this game. So you come in, and I think it'll be an exciting game. I mean, you're playing to either you lose, you don't go to playoffs, and if you win, you got a number 2 seed. So I think it's an important game, very important game for both of them. So you play this game for sure like it's a playoff game.
So the breakdown for this region is Tyner is in first, followed by 4 teams at 2-2. Bledsoe County, Polk County, Marion County, Meigs County. Marion County plays Meigs County. Bledsoe County plays Polk County. Derek, talk about a log jam. One team's getting left out.
Yeah, that's tough when you go into that, because you so much hinges on one game, maybe one play, and then of course Bledsoe County could lose and still possibly get in. Yep. So then you're hoping for your scoreboard watching as well, especially if you get behind early. So as a coach, you're trying to get people locked into this moment, and don't look ahead, don't look at what could happen. Let's just take care of what we can take care of. It. The one thing that you love as a coach is they both hold their destiny in their own hands. They're not having to rely on someone else. So it's absolutely a playoff game for both teams right now.
Yeah. So, Brittany, lastly on this game, Tyner in this region, they are undefeated as the 1 seed. Their game doesn't matter. How much of a relief is that for them?
I think it's a huge relief. And, if you got some players that are into the season, hurt a little bit, let them, sit out, get some rest. So that's huge, knowing that, you don't have to win this game to go on or anything like that. So it's huge for Tyner.
Yeah, so this one of the most complicated games in the state, believe it or not. Trust me, I was crunching the numbers back there. Your scenarios are, try and follow here. Polk County's in with a win no matter what, or they're also in with a Marion County loss. Polk's the 2 with a win and a Meigs win. They're they're 2 with a win and a Marion County win. Polk County's a 3 seed if they win and Meigs wins. There are 4 with a loss and a Meigs win.
You lost me.
You know what? The winner is in. The loser needs help and could be eliminated. That's all I'm going to say about that one. Polk County at Bledsoe County, 7 p.m. tomorrow night. Another game with major playoff implications. McMinn Central at Sweetwater, 7:30. It is at Sweetwater. This game, both teams have secured a playoff spot. But McMinn Central, you're talking about that swing. If they win, they will secure the 1 seed. Same with Sweetwater. But if McMinn Central loses and Loudon wins, they can end up traveling. So, a big drop there. Meanwhile, Sweetwater, they're guaranteed to host their 2 seed with a loss. McMinn Central, they come into this game limping. They started out the season hot. They've lost 2 in a row. Brittany, how do you sort of turn this around in a very big game?
I mean, I think it's huge for them. They have to get a win. They want to be able to host. Yeah. So if they get a win, they get host, right?
Yes,
okay.
The 1 seed.
They'll be the 1 seed. So I think, McMinn Central, like you said, they disappointed me last week. I picked them. They lost 39-49 to Rockwood. So, I think it's a huge game. Sweetwater, they've already secured theirs. They know they're hosting, so really, I mean, they have nothing to lose. McMinn's got to come in. McMinn Central's got to come in and win this game.
Yeah. So Derek, can you explain how big the difference is between being the 1 seed and hosting another region's 4 seed, or being the 3 seed and having to travel?
I mean, it's huge because very few teams have 4 deep, 4 strong teams. So, for example, Ottawa, you're a 4 seed. I will take playing Ottawa as the number 1, as the first round of your playoffs any day, because that's a game you should win handily. So being that number 1 seed is huge, and everyone wants to host. Well, everyone but Walker Valley wants to host since they're winless at home, but we'll talk about that later. And McMinn Central, they have struggled. So McMinn Central, that's a win. It gets things rolling. They get to host, to be a number 1 seed. That would be a huge boost for them. And Sweetwater, they're hosting, but playing that 4 versus the 3, that could be a big swing too.
So Brittany, we mentioned it. McMinn Central, they were rolling at the beginning of the season at the halfway point. We were saying, hey, McMinn Central, they could finish 8-2. But they've sputtered. I mean, if you're a coach, what do you preach to your locker room that, hey, we've struggled the past 3-4 weeks. How do we overcome that?
It's not how you start, it's how you finish. I've heard that plenty in my career. And that's the truth. They started off great and haven't done too well, but it doesn't matter. They still could be a number 1 seed in their region, host the first playoff game. So you start it like you start over the season. Hey, we're playing from now on. Forget these last 2 losses and let's move forward.
Yeah, so Derek, lastly, fun little note. Sweetwater, they were the 4 in this region last year. McMinn Central, they didn't make the playoffs in this region last year.
Okay.
So, neither of these teams have sort of had a big moment like this.
Yeah.
So how are you, just as a coach in general, how do you calm everybody down and tell them it's just another game?
Well, I mean, as a coach, you got to know your players. For some players, you might want to hype that up because they're like, I'll win either way. Yeah. So you may want to hype it up as how important seeding is, or you may want to try to tone it down. So, every coach reads their team differently. So, we've said it time and time again, but basically it's got to be business as usual. You just get back to your routine, you do what you do, and then try to execute on game night.
Yeah, so McMinn Central, they're facing off against Sweetwater. That is at Sweetwater, 7:30 tomorrow night. McMinn Central, they secure the 1 seed with a win. They're the 3 seed with a loss and a Loudon win, and they're the 2 seed with a loss and a Loudon loss. Meanwhile, for Sweetwater, it's simple. That's the easiest one.
Yeah, right.
Sweetwater, they'll 1 seed with the win, 2 seed with a loss. But a lot to play for both teams tomorrow night at 7:30. Those are our only 2 real out of Bradley County games that have big playoff implications, but we have our 3 Bradley County games that we're going to talk about after this quick break. You're watching the MixTV.tv High School Football Thursday nights, driven by Mountain View Nissan. We'll be right back.
We're here at Mountain View Nissan of Cleveland.
We are here with great service.
We're here.
We're here.
We're here.
We're here with great deals. We're here for you.
So come get huge Nissan savings when you shop Mountain View Nissan of Cleveland and Cleveland-Nissan today. Home of the exclusive lifetime warranty.
L&B Appliance is your one-stop appliance shop and HVAC dealer. Locally owned and operated, serving this area for over 30 years. They offer sales and service. L&B Appliance, located on Durkee Road at Highway 64 in Cleveland. 423-339-3231. L&B Appliance, large enough to meet all your home appliance needs, small enough to appreciate your business.
So Lynn, tell me about your experience at Chattanooga Auto Square.
We have been thrilled with the service, and we wouldn't dream of shopping anywhere else.
They take the time to show you everything and work with you. The salespeople there were excellent.
It's been good working with him and also with the people in service.
I'm sure he lives here.
And that is correct.
Chattanooga Auto Square. Luxury lives here.
Hands. You might think they're just for waving, but they can be used for all kinds of things, like making made-from-scratch biscuits at Hardee's.
Bite into the new 2 for $5 breakfast deal only at Hardee's.
Remember Me Senior Care is Cleveland's first assisted living and memory care neighborhood. They specialize in assisted living for those who are still active with a community of indoor and outdoor activities. They also provide memory care living for those who are facing life with dementia. Learn more online at remembermesc.com or call their office and set up an in-person visit at 423-473-3140. Remember Me Senior Care, a culture of care your loved one deserves.
Wholesale Supply Group, you've heard the name for years. The experts trust them, and you should too. Whether you're building, remodeling, or just maintaining your home, Wholesale Supply Group has all the plumbing, electrical, and HVAC products you need to supply any project. With great brands like Delta, Kohler, Rinnai, Mansfield, Progress Lighting, Square D, GE, and Milwaukee, Wholesale Supply has everything you need. Check out the locations in Cleveland, Chattanooga, Athens, Dayton, Madisonville, Dalton, and Chatsworth. Online, wholesalesupply.us. And remember, Wholesale Supply is open to the public.
This is Thomas Williams with Mountain View Nissan of Cleveland. Stop by today and take advantage of Bradley County's largest pre-owned inventory, or visit cleveland-nissan.com, home of the lifetime warranty.
Welcome back to the MixTV.tv High School Football Thursday Nights, driven by Mountain View Nissan. We just talked about some other games with implications around our area. Now we're going to talk about 3 games in our area. Starting off with Cleveland, they are traveling to Hardin Valley at 7 p.m. Sadly for us Cleveland fans, this game does not have any playoff implications as both teams are eliminated from the playoffs. But Cleveland, they have a chance to sort of, I don't want to say salvage their season, but they can finish 6-4 on the year. They beat Giles County last week, which was a pretty big win for Cleveland. Meanwhile, Hardin Valley, they got their first win of the year last week. They were 1-8, 0-4. But Derek, if we're being honest, does 6-4, does that sort of salvage the season for Cleveland? Would you say, even though they missed the playoffs?
It's tough because when you have a big win like Maryville and beating them and knocking them off their streak, and then playing the tough teams they've had and being in so close games, it's tough to say this salvages the season. But you do always want to go out on a win. It helps give you momentum to the program. Marty Wheeler's been here for a few years. He's sitting at 20-21. He would love to be at 500 now instead of under 500. So there's a lot of reasons to win. It's just trying to get kids to buy in and accept that. And of course, every senior wants to win the last football game.
Yeah, so, last game for seniors, both these schools. Talking about Cleveland, though, they beat Giles County last week. Giles County, they're ranked 3rd in Class 3A. And, this Cleveland team has had big wins. They beat Maryville. Obviously, they beat Giles County. And their losses, they've been to good teams. I think this Cleveland team is better than their record, wouldn't you say? Absolutely.
I think Cleveland has had a really good year. Played some tough teams, lost, tough losses. I think it's important, though, especially for these seniors, you want to go out on a win. They had a great win on senior night. You don't want to go up to Hardin Valley and, not play your game and lose, because Cleveland should win this game if they play their game.
So we were talking about when Bradley went up to Hardin Valley, how Bradley should win this game, yet Bradley was in a dogfight to the very end. If you're Cleveland, you can't sleep on this Hardin Valley team, right?
No, absolutely not. I have been the recipient of a 0-10 football team in high school once that I played on. I was a freshman that lettered. That's why we were 0-10. But our last game, we didn't want to go out with a loss and not win all year. So, we played that last game to a team that should have beat us by 40 and lost by about 6. Yeah. So, William, who we playing, Hardin Valley's in that same boat. They got a win last week, but now, they got nothing to lose.
This is their Super Bowl.
Right, so they're going to go out and give everything they got.
So, Brittany, any last words on Cleveland traveling up to Hardin Valley?
I just think it's important for Cleveland to stay focused. These seniors go up there. I think they're going to. I think they'll get it done and finish the season off good. Because Cleveland did. I know you say salvage the season, but they had a great win over Maryville, something these seniors are always going to remember, and just want to go out with a win for them.
Yeah. So, just for record about Cleveland, their 4 losses. McMinn County, they're 7-2 on the year, probably going to finish the year 8-2, barring a miracle upset. Bradley, Bearden, Bradley, Bearden, and Farragut have all three been ranked in the state poll for most of the year. Meanwhile, McMinn County, they're ranked in 5A.
They beat McMinn County. They lost to Red Bank.
Sorry, beat McMinn County, lost to Red Bank.
Yep.
Got it
You're
mixed
right.
up. My
That's
bad.
right.
Red Bank, either way, they're even better. They're going to finish the year 9-1.
Right.
So,
Right.
you know, 3 quality losses, or 4 quality losses for Cleveland. But, you know, we'll see if they can get it done tomorrow night against Hardin Valley at 7:30. Meanwhile, a game we got going on tonight at 7 p.m., Walker Valley hosting Howard. You made a joke about it earlier. Walker Valley winless at home this year. They are 3-6. They are 2-1 in district. Meanwhile, Howard, they're eliminated. They are 1-8 on the year, 0-3. Meanwhile, Walker Valley has secured a game next week at home in the playoffs. So this game with no playoff implications. But you mentioned how Marty Wheeler, he's 20-21 at Cleveland. Drew Akins is 20-21 at Walker Valley. So how big would it be for Walker Valley to get a win, gain momentum, and, you know, get Akins back to 500?
Well, it's huge. You don't want to go into the playoffs on a losing streak because that's tough, especially, and no offense to the Hustling Tigers, but that's a team, if you lose to, that's a real confidence breaker. So, and is it at home? Where's this game
It's
at?
at Walker Valley.
Yeah, so you want to get a win at home at some point before you host a playoff game there. So it's a big game for Walker Valley, just for momentum's sake, I think.
So you mentioned it, Walker Valley 0-4 at home this year. A lot of the games are teams they probably should have beat. Does that sort of linger in the back of your mind? That's like, hey, we haven't got a win here?
100%. I think all week long, if they are not, I know the coaches, I'm sure, hey guys, we got to get a win at home. So I think that's going to be important. I think they know they should get a win, but, you know, we never know. It's high school football, so anything can happen. But I think absolutely, they're pounding. I mean, guys, let's get we're 0-4 at home. Let's get a win this week and go into playoffs on a positive note.
Yeah. Meanwhile, you mentioned it. A Cleveland game. It's Hardin Valley's Super Bowl. Is this Howard's Super Bowl?
They got nothing to lose either. So I mean, they're traveling up here. You want to end on a strong note. So it's like, of course it is. Howard's going to go out. They're going to gamble. They're going to probably do some stupid things. They're going to call plays that maybe they shouldn't, which can screw up some defenses sometimes. So who knows?
Yeah, high risk, high reward, I guess.
Yeah.
But we mentioned no playoff implications on that game that's being played tonight at Walker Valley. 7 p.m. kickoff, Walker Valley versus Howard. Walker Valley's 2 seed no matter what. They'll host a playoff game. Howard is eliminated. Now moving on to the biggest game on our slate. Both these teams have a lot to lose. The winner will host a playoff game. The loser will travel. Bradley Central hosting Maryville. 7 p.m. tomorrow night. The Bears coming off a big win at Ray County, 30-10. They're 7-2 on the year, 2-2 in region play. Meanwhile, Maryville, they're coming off their 3rd loss of the year at Knox West, 31-18. They are 6-3, 3-1 in region play. I mean, Derek, Bradley can host with a win. How big of a game is it for him?
I mean, that's big. It shows, we talked about how they were able to scrape out wins early, and it shows how important those were now that it's late, because you're not fighting for a spot. Now you just have to get one win and you're hosting. Now to win against Maryville, but it's still, you're hosting. And if you lose, I mean, if it looks like I'm looking at this right, you got to turn around and go right back to Maryville.
Yep.
So that's a tall task. So it's a big win for Bradley if they can pull this off.
So Bradley, if they lose, they're the 4th seed, so they'd either face the winner of Region 1, which would either be Science Hill or another school up in Johnson City. So either way, making a big trip.
Yep.
Meanwhile, Brittany, we saw Maryville lose to Cleveland earlier this year. They've also lost to Alcoa and Knox West, who are 2 very good football teams. But if you're Bradley and you beat Cleveland, are you looking at Maryville as maybe not such the big bad wolf it used to be, but instead a team that you should have confidence going out there and playing against?
Yeah, I do. I think, with Bradley, that's the way you're going to look at it. I mean, like I said, we have all competitors on this team and on all these teams. They want to win, and they see that, hey, I beat Cleveland, Cleveland beat Maryville. They're beatable, and so I think that is a positive for Bradley going into this game. It's not, you always look at Maryville and you think, oh, there's no chance. They're just this unstoppable team, and they've gotten beat this year. So that's a positive for Bradley going into this, and it's at home. Correct?
Yes, it's at Bradley.
It's at home. So it's, I'm feeling good about Bradley this week.
Ooh.
Not to say my picks
Hitting
yet.
at your picks there. Meanwhile, Derek, looking at Maryville, we talk about how it's a down year for them, but with a win, they could win the region once again.
Yeah. Well, when you set the bar so high, it's hard to maintain that. But with the win, even though they're not undefeated, they'll still be the 1 seed. So, of course, from the Maryville standpoint of, there's the chink in the armor. We've been beat up, but we get this win, we're right back where we're used to being and right back where we want to be. So,
and lastly, just staying here, Maryville traveling in the playoffs.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Some craziness going on in high school football this year, but those are our 3 games in Bradley County. Cleveland at Hardin Valley, 7 p.m. tomorrow night. You can listen to it on Mix 104.1. Walker Valley versus Howard at Walker Valley tonight at 7. You can listen to it on 99.1. And then the big one, Bradley Central hosting Maryville tomorrow night at 7 p.m. You can listen to it on Talk 101.3 The Buzz. You know, 2 of those games don't have playoff implications, but they're our local teams, and we love them, except for Walker Valley and Bradley. But sorry, personal preference there. But we mentioned Bradley Central hosting Maryville, big playoff implications. But we got a lot of games, some of them with playoff implications, some of them with none. But we're going to pick them all either way after this quick break. You're watching the MixTV.tv High School Football Thursday nights, driven by Mountain View Nissan. We will be right back.
From Lookout Mountain to Cleveland, from Red Bank to Collegedale, luxury lives here.
Chattanooga Auto Square is your home for premium luxury automobiles.
And we have the largest selection in all of Chattanooga of pre-owned vehicles from every major brand.
Chattanooga Auto Square, Jaguar, Land Rover, Porsche, Infiniti.
Luxury lives here.
The ability to try a criminal case in front of a jury is one of the most important skills a lawyer can have. Make sure you hire a lawyer that can do it. The law offices of Stephen Hatchett are here for your criminal needs in Athens, Cleveland, and surrounding areas. Contact their offices at 423-290-7698 or message them at facebook.com/Hatchett Law.
L&B Appliance is your one-stop appliance shop and HVAC dealer. Locally owned and operated, serving this area for over 30 years. They offer sales and service. L&B Appliance, located on Durkee Road at Highway 64 in Cleveland, 423-339-3231. L&B Appliance, large enough to meet all your home appliance needs, small enough to appreciate your business.
Anna, can you count to 5 without saying 1 or 3?
Sure, 2, 4, 5.
That's right. Our big story is the 2 for $5 breakfast deal at Hardee's.
You got me.
I know, I did.
Bite into our made-from-scratch biscuits today.
This is Thomas Williams with Mountain View Nissan of Cleveland. Stop by today and take advantage of Bradley County's largest pre-owned inventory, or visit cleveland-nissan.com, home of the lifetime warranty.
L&B Appliance is your one-stop appliance shop and HVAC dealer. Locally owned and operated, serving this area for over 30 years. They offer sales and service. L&B Appliance, located on Durkee Road at Highway 64 in Cleveland, 423-339-3231. L&B Appliance, large enough to meet all your home appliance needs, small enough to appreciate your business.
So Lynn, tell me about your experience at Chattanooga Auto Square.
We have been thrilled with the service, and we wouldn't dream of shopping anywhere else.
They take the time to show you everything and work with you. The salespeople there were excellent.
It's been good working with them and also with the excellent service.
Luxury lives here.
And that is correct.
Chattanooga Auto Square, luxury lives here.
Hands. You might think they're just for waving, but they can be used for all kinds of things, like making made-from-scratch biscuits at Hardee's.
Bite into the new 2 for $5 breakfast deal only at Hardee's.
Remember Me Senior Care is Cleveland's first assisted living and memory care neighborhood. They specialize in assisted living for those who are still active, with a community of indoor and outdoor activities. They also provide memory care living for those who are facing life with dementia. Learn more online at remembermesc.com or call their office and set up an in-person visit at 423-473-3140. Remember Me Senior Care, a culture of care your loved one deserves.
Wholesale Supply Group, you've heard the name for years. The experts trust them, and you should too. Whether you're building, remodeling, or just maintaining your home, Wholesale Supply Group has all the plumbing, electrical, and HVAC products you need to supply any project. With great brands like Delta, Kohler, Rinnai, Mansfield, Progress Lighting, Square D, GE, and Milwaukee, Wholesale Supply has everything you need. Check out the locations in Cleveland, Chattanooga, Athens, Dayton, Madisonville, Dalton, and Chatsworth. Online, wholesalesupply.us. And remember, Wholesale Supply is open to the public.
This is Thomas Williams with Mountain View Nissan of Cleveland. Stop by today and take advantage of Bradley County's largest pre-owned inventory, or visit cleveland-nissan.com, home of the lifetime warranty.
Welcome back to the MixedTV.tv High School Football Thursday nights, driven by Mountain View Nissan. Ryan Lovelace still joined by Derek Morris and Brittany Jackson Tucker. And we were just doing some calculations over the break, trying to figure out what our standings are going into this last week. And it looks like we're going to have, some interesting developments. So Brittany, throwing it out there, you have moved up to 57 and 28. Okay. We're doing this live counting here. Special edition last regular season episode here.
This is that Cleveland math, not Bradley math.
Yeah, this is Cleveland math here. Meanwhile, I'm 61 and 24. Derek, big week for you. You went 9 and 2. You were up to 58 and 27.
I'm out of last place.
Oh, we know who's in last place now. Actually, no, Drew went 6 and 5, which makes him 58 and 27 as well. So we have me up, of course, the Cleveland math always wins. I have three games on
me and Drew.
You and Drew, and then you guys have one game on Brittany. So, we have plenty of games this week, and anything can happen. We're probably going to quick pick a lot of these because we didn't talk much about them, but who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
You'll go
first?
I'll
take Drew's spot.
You'll take Drew's spot. All right.
Yeah.
So McCallie hosting Pope John Paul II at 7 p.m. McCallie 7 and 2. They are 2 and 2, ranked 4th in D2 AA. Meanwhile, Pope John Paul II, they are 7 and 2, also 2 and 2. I didn't give you much information about this game. Sorry about that one.
It's okay. I'm going McCallie. I think McCallie wins. I think they secure the 3 seed to not have to play the 1 seed, and that's my pick.
I second that. McCallie it is.
Yeah, I'll third it. And Drew virtually, he will make it unanimous, all 4 going for McCallie. Based off last week, we should not agree with Drew very much. 6 and 5.
Last 2 weeks.
Last 2 weeks. Yeah. Moving on, East Hamilton versus Hickson. East Hamilton, they're the 1 seed. They're 6 and 3, 5 and 0. They big win over Red Bank last week. Meanwhile, Hickson, they're 5 and 4, 3 and 2. They've clinched the 4 seed.
Could be a trap game, but East Hamilton wants to finish the region play undefeated, so East Ham.
I'm going Hurricanes.
Yeah, I'm going East Hamilton as well, and so is Drew. Somebody's got to mix it up here.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Ray County at Coffee County. Ray County, they have been a lot worse than they should have been this year. They're 2 and 7, 2 and 2 in region play. They are traveling to Coffee County, who is a very good team. They have secured their region game. They are 7 and 2, 4 and 0 on the year. Does Ray County get an upset on the road?
I had to travel to Coffee County once for a sub-state game, and they shut the Piggly Wiggly down, and the whole town was there, and there's no way they lose at home. Coffee County wins.
I was just going to say that. They're going to Coffee County. They're not going there to get a win. I'm telling you, Coffee County's got this one.
Coffee County gets a win. I think all 3 of us can agree on that. But take a guess who's going to Ray County. Drew's rocking with the...
I like my pick better now.
Drew's rocking with the Golden Eagles of Ray County. And to be fair, at the time I sent him these picks, he was probably mid-basketball practice.
Yeah, so...
That's a strategic advantage,
Good job,
as I
good
like
job.
to call it. All 3 of us going Coffee County, Drew going Ray County. Meanwhile, Baylor versus Father Ryan. Baylor, they've clinched the number 2 seed. In their region, a great year for Baylor. They're 7 and 2, 3 and 1 in region play. Meanwhile, Father Ryan, not so great of a year. They are 2 and 7, 0 and 4.
Baylor lost last week, so they want to get the ship right going in the playoffs. So I think Baylor wins big.
Just because the race is getting tight, I'm really upset at Baylor. They let me down last week.
Uh-oh.
But I'm gonna go with them this week. I'm gonna stick with Baylor.
Yeah, I'm going with Baylor as well, and Drew makes that another unanimous sweep. So, not a lot of ground being made up here. I'm just trying to encourage you guys to make some bad picks. There's a trap game here somewhere.
Trap game, yep.
Meanwhile, Silverdale versus Christian Academy of Knoxville. Christian Academy of Knoxville. Silverdale 5-3, 2-2. They've clinched the 3 seed in their region. Meanwhile, CAK, they've been eliminated. They're 2-7 on the year. This game 7 p.m. At Silverdale. Does CAK come down and get an upset?
So listen, I've picked them poorly all year, so you guys may want to go opposite me.
Oh.
I mean, I think CAK pulls an upset.
Wow.
I disagree, and I'm going Silverdale is going to pull this one out.
Yeah, I'm going with Silverdale as well. I don't know. We didn't really ask much about this. Taking a pause from our picks. How often are starters rested in high school?
I mean, it depends on how banged up they are. It depends on what kind of backup you have, if they're capable or not. So it's a good question. It's not really a great answer, but
senior night at Silverdale. Even if they rest their starters, I think they still beat CAK. Drew agrees with us. You went Silverdale as well.
Yeah.
I'm the oddball, trying to help you out.
So moving on, Ooltewah versus McMinn County. We'll see if anybody picks Ooltewah, who is 1-8 on the year. Meanwhile, McMinn County, they are it's at McMinn County. Oof. They're 7-2, 3-0 on the year. Does Ooltewah get the upset of the year?
I do not pick this upset. I think McMinn County has actually been on a pretty good roll. I think they continue that. Ooltewah's been on a pretty bad roll, and I think they continue that.
I've given the Owls a chance all season. I can't do it this week. I'm going Cherokees.
I'm going the Cherokees, and Drew is as well, making it a clean sweep. Now here we go. Polk County, Bledsoe County. A lot of playoff implications on the line here. This game's at 7 o'clock tomorrow night. We talked about it. Polk County, with a win, they could move as high as the 2 seed. With a loss, they could be eliminated, and it is the same for Bledsoe County. Polk County 6-3 on the year. They've won 3 of their last 4. Meanwhile, Bledsoe County is 5-4 on the year, but they beat Polk County by nearly 6 touchdowns last year. Both teams 2-2 in region play. It's at Bledsoe County. What's it looking like?
I mean, there's a lot you can look at here, but I think for me, the biggest stat I look at is Polk County has lost 3 of the last 4, and I think they're limping, and I think Bledsoe wins big.
I am gonna make it interesting because that's what you want, Ryan, right? I think Polk.
I'm up for the drama, for the ratings.
I am going Polk County just because they have a better record.
Wow.
Simply,
Wow, that one game.
One game?
Yeah, one game.
You know what? I think it's at Bledsoe County. I think that makes all the difference in the world. So I'm going to go with Bledsoe County. So
there we go.
Go team.
Go team.
Come on, Drew.
Meanwhile, Drew, he's going with you
Yes.
and Polk County. So we're truly split here. Drew and Brittany going Polk County, and then we're picking Bledsoe County to win at home. Meanwhile, McMinn Central at Sweetwater. McMinn Central coming off a loss against Rockwood. They've lost 2 in a row. They're 5-4 on the year, 3-1 with a win. They can host. They'll be the 1 seed. With a loss, they'll need some help. They can fall as low as the 3 seed. Meanwhile, Sweetwater, they're hosting no matter what. They're 7-2 on the year, undefeated in region play. Win, they're the champs. Lose, they're the runner-ups. It's at Sweetwater. What's it looking like?
I think, again, it's not Walker Valley, so I think the home team has the advantage. So I think Sweetwater wins in a real close one. McMinn Central, if I can say that word, has struggled lately.
It's a tough one. I'm on the Matt Moody train just like you've been, and I'm going to stick with it. McMinn Central.
So Drew finally sent us a little explanation for one of these picks. He said McMinn Central wins the region title. Matt Moody train picking up steam heading into the playoffs.
There we go. I like it, Drew.
And you know what?
Yeah.
My church in Etowah is feeding McMinn Central's football team.
Oh.
Before the game. So, you know.
You're picking Sweetwater?
No, I can't. I have to pick McMinn Central. The First Baptist Church of Etowah cooking gets them a big win at Sweetwater. Derek may pick up a game on all of us, but it doesn't matter. The Matt Moody train rolls on. Moving on to our local games, Cleveland traveling to Hardin Valley. We saw Hardin Valley. They played Bradley tough, had Bradley on upset watch for a long time, but they were 1-8 on the year. They did not win that game. Meanwhile, Cleveland 5-4 on the year, coming off a big win at home versus Giles County. Both teams eliminated from the playoffs. It's at Hardin Valley. Raiders lose?
No, I think the Raiders go up there, and I think it's possibly running clock situation by third quarter.
I agree. I think the Raiders are going to end on a strong note and end up 6-4 for the season.
Yep, I agree with you guys, and Drew agrees with us as well. All four of us picking Cleveland. You know, I wonder if you're going to pick Cleveland sometimes because, you know, you didn't pick them for the Maryville game.
Yeah, the one time. And I changed it the last second, too.
Yeah.
How dare I?
No, I can't believe you. Meanwhile, Walker Valley versus Howard. Oh, Howard 1-8 on the year, just like Hardin Valley. Howard's not going to the playoffs. Meanwhile, Walker Valley's hosting a playoff game. But for Walker Valley, hosting has proved troublesome. They're 0-4 at home this year. Do they win a home game?
All right, so I'm going to contradict myself because when Walker Valley had their homecoming and they lost, I said if they lose this game, I'll never pick them again.
Okay.
I can't stick with that on this game. I got to pick Walker Valley against the Hustling Tigers at home.
I agree. I think that Walker Valley is going to get this win at home and give them some momentum. I'm going Walker Valley.
I'm going Walker Valley as well. Yeah, I think Howard's just not the best football team. I think Walker Valley finally picks up a home
I
run.
will say, if they let me down this time,
You'll never pick it.
I'm not picking
Never
them
pick
again.
Walker Valley again. Walker Valley. You've got to win now.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Drew, I accidentally forgot to send him the Walker Valley game, but I think it's safe to say we know who he's going to pick.
I think he said Howard. I heard him.
We'll give Drew Walker Valley, but that game is tonight at 7 p.m. So if you're watching this, head on out to Walker Valley and watch, hopefully, Walker Valley's first home win of the year. Then our last game of the regular season, going to make me emotional. Bradley Central hosting Maryville, 7 p.m. A lot on the line here. Winner will host a playoff game. Loser has to travel. Bradley, they're, we talk about how they've struggled some, but they're coming in off a win at Ray County. They're still 7-2 on the year. Meanwhile, Maryville, 3 losses on the year, one of them to Cleveland. They are 6-3. Who are you going to pick here?
Well, here's what I think. I'll give you the real quick. There's teams that are like championship teams, Pat Summit, that are obviously they do phenomenal coaching jobs. And then there's years that you may not win it, but you do a phenomenal coaching job. I think Damon Floyd has done a phenomenal job with all the injuries, keeping them in the playoff hunt and possibly hosting. But I think they just don't have enough left in the tank. I think Maryville wins.
I disagree. I think Bradley, they've really been banged up. But you know what? I think Coach Floyd rallies the troops, and they are confident this Maryville team can get beat. We're at home. We have home field advantage. We get the win Friday night. We host playoffs.
There it is. Drew, he's going with Maryville. He says they saved their season and clinched the 1 seed with a big win. And you know what? I'm going to say not so fast. I think this Bradley team is special, and this Maryville team has cracks.
Yes.
Okay.
After Maryville lost to Cleveland, we all said Maryville's not going to lose again. You know what they did? They lost again. Albeit it's one of the best teams in the state regardless of divisions. I don't care. You know what? Give me the Bears at home. Bradley wins 21-17.
Oh, we got a score.
Yeah, 21-17. I'm confident here.
All right.
Bear Nation, this is for you.
That's huge.
I am completing my redemption circle here on the last regular season week. But that concludes our picks. I think we're going to do a postseason show, guys. We have to.
We have to.
Sorry, Cleveland. But what shirt are you going to wear?
I don't know. Maybe an Ooltewah shirt.
Ooh, they are in the playoffs.
Yes.
Last week of the regular season this week, going out, watch some high school football. Lots of great games in our area. In Bradley County specifically, Cleveland's traveling up to Hardin Valley tomorrow night at 7 on Mix 104.1. You can listen to that. Walker Valley hosting Howard tonight at 7. Senior night up at Walker Valley. You can listen to it on 99.1 The Fiesta. And then tomorrow night, Bradley Central hosting Maryville at 7 p.m. You can listen to it on Talk 101.3 The Buzz. It's been a great regular season. We will see you next week for the postseason. From all of us here at the station, Gideon Radcliffe producing and doing the cameras this week. Where's Austin Chadwick? No one knows. I'm Ryan Lovelace for my co-hosts Derek Morris and Brittany Jackson Tucker. And wherever Drew Linus is, wishing you all a great night, and we hope you have a great weekend. We will see you next week.